Hi, this is Gene DiNapoli. Just want to let you know that your comments tonight might be shown on screen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gene DiNapoli.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Reminiscing with Gene DiNapoli. After a week off last week, guess what? I'm still Gene DiNapoli. This is still one of the most viewed shows on Facebook and YouTube. We are heard on ItalianAmericanRadio.com and HamiltonRadio.com, and we have some very exciting news. Again, it's like every week we got something new, but right now we're going to talk and hear some words of our friends known as the sponsors. Anthony?
Hi, my name is Howard, and along with my partner Karen, we are Cruise Planners Dream Destinations Travel. Contrary to the name, we are a full-service travel agency specializing in individual, multi-generational, and group vacations. Certified with all major cruise lines, we are also represent all resorts and all-inclusives throughout the beautiful Caribbean and Mexico. Let us build your dream vacation. Please call us at 347-398-8653 for a free, no-obligation quote.
Hi, this is Francisco. Many people call me the Creative CPA. If you need help with your taxes or financial matters, please email me your cell number and the best time and day to call you. You can email me at franciscisco@aol.com, and Cisco is spelled SISCO, the Creative CPA. It's that simple, that easy. Thank you.
Little Italy Auto Repair at 628 Crescent Avenue in the true Little Italy of the Bronx. Over 50 years of automotive service excellence, ASE and state certified, offering all types of services to all types of cars. Discounts to first responders, military, Fordham University students and faculty. All work is done by Victorio with the highest level of quality possible. Telephone number is 718-933-2365 or visit his website at www.littleitalyAutobronx.webs.com. That's Little Italy Auto Repair. Thank you to all our sponsors. We really appreciate you, your business. You help offset the costs because they keep going up. As you can see, we have professional banners made. We have advertising we do. And we have a wonderful producer who is behind the scenes, everybody. And his name's Anthony Griffo. And we want to thank Anthony for doing such a great job. And you could send him a thank you as well. Okay, so next week's show, Anthony, we're going to talk about next week's show, which we do up now and later on. Next week's show, this is a big one. one of the original members of a group called the Coasters. Leon Hughes is going to be with us next week, 7 o'clock. And Leon is a wealth of information. The Coasters, as you know, went through some different changes, and Leon was there from the start. And it's going to be such a pleasure to have him here with us. That's next week, 7 p.m., Reminiscing with Gene DiNapoli on Facebook and YouTube. Hi, everybody. We love all the comments. And everybody, please share. Go to our YouTube channel, hit subscribe, like, and the follow button. And guess what, everybody? Are you ready for this? Guess what? Guess what's in the Gene DiNapoli shirts? Look at this. Finally, the Gene DiNapoli shirts are in, ladies and gentlemen, in black and white. Look at this. White is great if you want to get them autographed. As you see at the bottom, this is called Reminiscing with Gene DiNapoli. The first 15 episodes we did, the names of our guests are on the shirt. It is great. We love them. Thanks to Vinny and Jess Beadle down in Florida. Did a great job. What do? I put them over here. All right. As you can see, it says follow Gene DiNapoli on all those different mediums. Send me a message, and we are selling them now to offset the costs that we accumulate. And if we make a few dollars, hey, we're going to go out to dinner. Wow, so many great comments. This is wonderful. Hi, Bobby. Yes, you can watch. Go. Hi, Janet. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Robin. Hi, Vito. Hi, Mike. Hi, Sonny. Hi, Dell. Oh, my God. Hi, Jeannie. Patty. Oh, Seal. This is so wonderful to see everybody here. Thank you so much. You guys are what make this show a success, because the same way when we do a show, if there's nobody there, it's not a success, no matter how good the performer is. If there's no audience, all right, if there's no audience, then there's no show, right? Right. Give me 1 second, everybody. I got to resend the link to our guest tonight. So I'm looking for the link. Okay. Oh, boy, this is what happens when I take things for granted, like my producer, and I tell him I'm going to do everything. Okay, I sent it. Now, before we get with the show, ladies and gentlemen, we have a couple of announcements. This past couple of weeks ago, I made a big announcement that I was going to be appearing on a TV show. I was very honored and happy that I was picked out of the tens of thousands of Elvis artists and millions of Elvis fans to represent Elvis Presley on the Kelly Clarkson Show. There's me on the Kelly Clarkson Show. Kelly interviewed me for about 90 seconds. She sang Burning Love, and then she came to me and we spoke. We spoke about me doing the song with the Jordanaires and DJ Fontana. Told her that I got engaged to my beautiful wife, Paulette, after 8 days. Kelly got a big kick out of that. We talked a little more, and then she brought me back later on to introduce her guest, who was Mr. Big on Sex and the City, Chris Noth. And that was just amazing, because we've gotten emails from all over the globe. A couple of new opportunities have arose because of that show. And we're just so happy that, I was picked. So it is on my Facebook. So if you go to thank you, Marianne. If you go to my Facebook page, Gene DiNapoli, and scroll down, you'll see the clip. And that was a great thing to be picked. I tell you, I was amazed. Oh, thank you. And then, I will, Frank. Give me a few minutes. And then this past week, we weren't on the air because we took a much-needed vacation, and I went to Disney. and I had the most amazing time with my three best girls. There is my beautiful wife, Paulette, behind me. To my right is my niece, Gina. Everybody knows Gina because she's a waitress at one of the restaurants. And on my left is my other niece, Luciana, who lives in Clearwater, who we don't get to see too often. And thanks to my brother-in-law, Joe, and his wife, Allison, we were gifted a VIP tour with a tour guide. And that's how I got to spend my Wednesday with my nieces and everybody else. So that was so happy. Then I came back at midnight, and on Saturday day, I had the pleasure of being the minister, Reverend Elvis, for Kenneth and Christina in Brooklyn. There they are. There they are. What a great couple, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you, talk about positive energy and just positive. They were great. They're great people. I think this is the start of a great friendship. It was so nice to meet them. And the funny part was we thought that we were going to do it on Zoom. And at 12 o'clock, Kenneth said, no, we want you to come to my house. So I had to get up and shower and color my hair, run out to Brooklyn and marry that wonderful couple. So congratulations once again to Kenneth and Christina. I'm just checking my phone. Oh, I sent it again. Oh, boy. All right, we're just a little behind the time here because of the time frame. And, normally we dedicate our shows to maybe somebody that passed away. But today we're going to dedicate our show to a gentleman who I held when he was an infant. On Saturday, our nephew, my wife's nephew, Nicholas, became a Marine. I'm choked up about it because I held this kid like I cradled him, and there he is in his dress blues. Nicholas, tonight's show is dedicated to you. Congratulations. You went from a baby to a boy to a man. So we would like everybody to keep Nicholas in our prayers. We are so proud of you, Nicholas. And yes, how can I forget Honesty TV? Olga, I'm so sorry. On Saturday night, I was honored to be invited to perform in a show called Artists for Justice, and we raised awareness and funds for the Stop Asian Hate movement, which hopefully we will stop Asian hate, then we'll stop all kinds of hate, and then we will do the shows for pure pleasure. But right now, we did this show, and it was seen by 1.6 million people. And I performed an Elvis Presley song called If I Can Dream, which was derived from Martin Luther King's speech, I Have a Dream. And it was wonderful to do. And thank you, Olga. Olga had such nice things to say about us. So we want to thank them. And please follow Honesty TV. It says ONEST TV network so that you could see all the great things that we are doing on behalf of the world to make the world a better place for our children and the grandchildren and so on and so on. Thank you, Seal. Your husband was a Marine, Semper Fi, of course. All right, so I am going to call the manager, actually the agent who helped me get tonight's guest. I want to see if we're on point now. And if I missed anybody, I'm so sorry. Hold on. Hi, any luck? Okay, so he's got to click the link. You're clicking the link that was in the email I sent you? And what is it saying? Yep, that's right. Okay, call it right now. Okay, everybody, we're having a little problem with the video, so we're going to get our call in. Now, the video you just saw is of our guest, who in 1959 was given the task to take over lead vocals of one of the most popular groups of the day. The group was called the Platters. 1959, Tony Williams decides to go on a solo career, so now they need a lead singer. And they call this guy and they give him a role, and he steps into it with talent and class and poise. And ladies and gentlemen, here's our guest tonight. Anthony, is he on the line? I think he's on the line. Okay, we're waiting for his call. He's calling from Viva Las Vegas, so there's a little time difference there. This is live TV. This is not Memorex. So we are so happy that he's going to be with us in a minute. Actually, you know what, Anthony? I'm going to send you the video that I did on the show Saturday night. So why don't you play this video? Ladies and gentlemen, the video I sent Anthony is the song I did for the Stop Asian Hate concert this past Saturday. Let me write. Can you play the video I just sent you? And by the time we come back, we should have our honored guest on the line. Right? Oh, we got some great comments. Oh, yes. Oh, Roseanne and Robin Seal. Greg Rizzi, nice to see you. Jane Fox, Vicky. Yes. Oh, yeah. We know that Sonny is a funny gentleman, and we're going to talk about all that. Where's my producer? Oh, boy. All right, everybody. We're going to be fine here. This is what happens when we go a little bit live. A little bit live. Don't forget, next week, our guest is where are we going? I just want to make sure we got everything here. Leon Hughes from the Coasters. Hi, Michelle. Mike Bello, good to see you. Yeah, I could sing. Robin, if I could sing like Sonny Turner, trust me, I would have had a career. Okay, guess what? Guess who's on the phone? Ladies and gentlemen, a man who stepped into a position that only he could fill. Let's bring in the former lead singer of the Platters, Mr. Sonny Turner, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Sonny.
I should get a gold record for that speech.
Well, if you think that's good, wait till you hear the rest of our show.
Yeah, okay.
Because you know what, Tony? Say hello to everybody on our show right now.
Well, hello to everybody on the show, and I'm sorry that the communication connection is kind of crappy right now. They're trying their best to straighten it out, but good evening and hello. Welcome.
Well, Sonny, I got to tell you, the comments we've gotten over the past 20 minutes, really, they don't amaze me because I know your talent, but I didn't realize so many people knew you for you. You know?
Well, I tell you, I'm surprised myself sometimes. People see you in the street and they say, aren't you so-and-so? And I say, yeah, it's Sonny Turner. Well, I saw you on Dick Clark, blah, 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 back in the day, and give me a whole run back about where they've seen you. So I get that a lot, and that's very appreciative of nice people who are fans, you know, and they're very, most 90% of the time, they're very kind.
Right. You know, Sonny, we're going to talk tonight not only about your career with the Platters and what you've done besides that. We're going to go back to the year, I think, 1910. And you were singing with a group called the Metrotones.
Oh, the Metrotones, that's
yes.
1801, that's 1820.
And we have a song that you did. Yeah, we had a song you did, and we're going to play about 30 seconds of it. This was a song called Please Come Back from the Metrotones. Let's hit it, Anthony.
Please come back. Won't you please come back to me? Always treat me tenderly. Won't you come back, my...
Wow. Well, I tell you, what a voice. How old were you when you did that?
The boy had promise.
Yeah. How old were you when you did that, Sonny?
Where in the world did you pick that up?
I don't give away my secrets.
Did you get anything?
I don't give away my secrets.
I don't blame you.
So, how old were you when you did that? What, Sonny?
That is really something.
Yeah.
I've heard that in eons.
Wow.
You know, the youngster that was trying to go someplace.
Right. How old were you when you did that song?
Oh, my God, 16, 17 years old? The Metrotones?
Yeah, Metrotones.
My God.
And the Metrotones, now you're from West Virginia.
Born, yes.
Born in West Virginia and raised in Cleveland, correct?
Yes.
Right. So how long were you with the Metrotones?
Oh, my gosh. I mean, we've been in high school. It must have been about 7, 8 years. as we were growing up, we kept the name once we got affirmed by the local community and accepted, and then we started getting little early nighttime jobs where we could come in and they let us sing the first early part of the evening and run us out and make us go home after the first set. And then we gained popularity, and we got a few jobs, and one thing led to another, one engagement to another. We worked all kinds of jobs, weddings, graduation parties, things like that, until we got to the point where we were considered professionals. And then we started to gain some of the local night spots, early evenings. And then we got jobs in the surrounding cities, Akron, Toledo, Ohio, and stuff like that, until we branched out and actually went to Canada to perform. And we got an agent, and he booked us in Canada.
Really?
Also, I remember, we went to Buffalo, New York first, and we were booked at some kind of speakeasy for the weekend, Friday and Saturday. Then we went on to Toronto, Canada, and got a job, and we were booked up there for a weekend. And then we had we were on the schedule, recognized as a professional group called the Metrotones.
Wow!
And two of the guys were drafted into the Army.
Wow! And so now you were with the Metrotones up till you were about 18 and a half, I'd say.
Something like that, yes.
Right, and so you, as an unknown group, got to travel outside the United States.
Yes.
And what did you have any?
As far as we could go,
Right. Now you also opened up for the Great Red Fox. Am I correct?
Oh yeah, that's after the Metrotones. That's after the guys with the group disbanded and broke up, and I went out as a single, singing as around locally, and also got jobs and had an agent booking me on certain different jobs. But yes,
right. So let me ask you this: when you went out,
yes, there were.
Yeah,
Sorry,
when you went out solo, what type of songs were you singing in your act?
All the stuff the same thing that we were singing the Metrotones, and then I sang a lot of Platter music because our group. The foundation of our group was set up like the Platters. If you can imagine that, the God had it so that he said, if you're going to imitate the Platters, I'm going to make you a Platter, I guess. And then I was discovered at singing as an opening act for Red Fox. And the guy that Buck Graham had as a scout looking for a lead singer to replace Tony Williams, he walked into that nightclub to see Red Fox, and I was on stage when he walked in. Bill Crane was his name. Clevelander. He was a Clevelander. And he was a half agent and promising, trying to get things going himself. Right. And this is how the magic came together. He heard me singing, and when I finished singing, he called me over and spoke to me, and we talked, and he asked me to he gave me his card, and told me he liked what he heard, and was I familiar with the Platters? I said, "Are you kidding? We tried to emulate the Platters style as a group I was in." And we talked about that, and then he said, "Well, come see me." And after that night of seeing him and taking his card, I told my mother, she was alive then, and she said, "Go see the man." So I went to see him. Long story short, we discussed all that, working as the Metrotones, emulating the Platters, and he said, "Well, fate would have it that Buck Graham is looking for the lead singer." I said, "Well, I heard about it. I read about it in the trade papers and heard about it through the musical industry, and Tony Williams was leaving the Platters." He said, "I think you could replace Tony Williams." And I said, "Yeah," and I started laughing, and he says, "I'm not laughing, I'm not joking." I said, "You got to be joking." I said, right. This is too strange. Right. And after that, long story short, he took me across the street to a recording studio that they use for amateur recorders and such as that. And I recorded 4 songs put them on tape to send to Buck Ram, and my photograph and my little bit of small little package that I had, promo package with a photograph and my histrionics as a singer. And anyway, send it out to Buck Ram. Buck Ram, 2 weeks later, and I thought about it, forgot about it. I say the guy was just trying to look me over or whatever, to give me an audition. And he called my house. And so my mother said, Sonny, Buck Ram wants to see Sonny and listen to him. And she said, Sonny, these people are serious. And I went down to his office and he said, can you travel? I said, yeah, I can travel. Right. He said, I said, I don't have a manager. I don't have an agent. I said, you're the only guy that's promising me any work or anything. He said, I want you to go with me. They wanted you to come to Cincinnati. No, wait a minute. It wasn't Cincinnati. They were working, where was it? I'm trying to remember now. I got confused now. Confused where I was working anyway. I went Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee, okay.
Working at a supper club called Henry's.
Okay.
And they sent me a bus fare. It was a train. We took train, and they paid for my hotel, and they gave me a per diem. And he said, I'll go with you and sort of represent you. I said, well, fine with me, because you know these people, I don't. Anyway, went up there, and long story short, got a cab, went to the Henry's Supper Club, and it was one of those swank MGM movie type things. And you saw the name of the Platters up on the marquee, big as 5 feet tall, and the world famous Platters, and walked into the place, and people were tuxedos and gowns and what have you. And he looked around. He said, Harry said, oh, wait a minute, I'll see if I can find Buck Ram. Looked around, said, oh, there they are. And the big booth, they were sitting in a big booth. It was Herb Reed, Paul Robbie, David Lynch, Zola Taylor, Jeannie Bennett, Buck Ram's secretary, and Buck Ram. And we walked over and talked to him and everything, and introduced myself around. And they said, well, they really like what they heard. They liked my picture. And they said that it looks promising, and they'd like for me to do a live audition. I said, a live audition? You mean, at the dressing room? They said, no. We talked to the stage manager, and the Platters are on break, and we'd like to introduce you as a friend of the Platters, and to entertain the people while they're dining. And I said, really? Well, I had experience that helped me get through that, but I was shaking in my boots.
Right.
And this is a big nightclub, Swank, really one of the ones that you do see in the movies.
Wow.
Anyway, so I went up, and Rupert Breaker was their musical conductor. He came out of the dressing room, and he and I went backstage, and he said, now listen, they want to hear you sing this song you sing on the tape, and that one, and then they want to hear you sing Only You. I said, wait a minute. Excuse me. You want me to sing Only You? And the Platters are here. Tony Williams is someplace in the club. You want me to sing Only You? He said, well, we'll introduce it in a way that it won't embarrass you, but don't be afraid to do it. I said, well, I've been singing it, but I was taken aback. Anyway.
So wait a minute, Sonny. I want to ask you this question.
A couple of songs, and they said, and they got good applause, and people were really liking it. And and Rupert Breaker was at the piano with a microphone. He says, "And we'd like to hear him sing a little bit of Only You. Would you like to hear him do that, ladies and gentlemen?" And I said, "Oh my God!" Anyway, I sang a little bit of it, and they applauded such in a way that made me. They said, "Keep going." Anyway, I sang it. Got big applause. Rupert Breaker walked past me. He grabbed my leg. He said, "Man, you did really good, son." I said, "Well, yeah, right." And I walked down, and at the backstage, down the steps, there stood Tony Williams. I almost blacked out. And he was smiling. Took my hand, said, man, he said, you really sound great, kid. He said, doggone it, what's your name again? And from that, he was very nice about it. He wasn't upset or anything. And I was the one that was shook up. So anyway, he said, well, you did good. He patted me on the shoulder. And I said, well, I have to see Mr. Buckram. He said, go ahead. He said, go. Anyway, I went back. And long story short, I talked with Buckram, and they heard me and all of them. They were very pleased, and people were coming over to the table saying how nice and all that and what have you. And Buckram said, listen, come on back. Went back in the dressing room. He said, can you travel? I said, yes, sir. I came here. I don't have any ties. I don't have a job after this. He said, well, we'd like for you to go with us to Cincinnati, Ohio. We're working a club, casino across the river in Kentucky. And so forth and so on. Anyway, he said, we'd like to take you with us for a minute. I said, well, that'd be great. Fantastic. I mean, I figured they'd take me and let me sing a couple of times or whatever, practice, rehearse with them while they were there in Kentucky before Tony Williams was about to leave the group. And I said, they'll probably use me to sit in, whatever.
Right.
Went there and rehearsed with the Platters. And I couldn't believe I was rehearsing with the Platters, okay? Anyway, I knew half the songs because, like I said, we tried to emulate the Platters during our Metrotone days. And it worked out fine. They were there for 2 weeks. The second week that they were there, they made up their mind they were going to use me for the next engagement, which was in Washington, D.C. at the club called the Lotus Club. It was an upstairs supper club type of thing. They were doing that circuit, that swank supper club, bow tie, black suits, and, And they asked me size. They got new suits. They rented some more tuxedos. They got everything prepared. And I said, well, I'm going to have a job at least for a month. This is fantastic. This is a dream come true. I can't believe. I was numb. I just couldn't believe it. It was all prepared, and they were ready, and they were set. And I was set, not knowing that God had put me in a place where I could excel my talent in my life that He gave me.
Right.
And I rehearsed with them, in Kentucky, of course, before Tony left. Right. And when we opened in Washington, D.C. at the Lotus, I was ready.
Right.
Ready.
Sonny.
To sing for the Metrotone Platters.
Right. So, Sonny, we're going to play a little clip of you doing Only You. And then when you come back, I've got 2 important questions to ask you. So we're going to go right back to video 2, Anthony. Sonny Turner doing a classic Platters song. So, Sonny, I want to ask you, were any of your parents musically inclined?
My mother was a singer, great singer. She was a gospel singer. She was matter of fact, she was an alto vocal with the live wire, they called them, a church group, 3 women and 2 guys. And they rehearsed that at our apartment. And she was a singer. She was quite a good singer.
Right. And when you started to sing, did your mother tell you to get a real job, or did she nurture your performing abilities?
She nurtured my performing abilities, and she also told me to get a job. So I could help feed the family. Yeah,
right.
she was very encouraging, and she's very proud of the fact that it took, you know, the singing ability started to grow, and with her encouragement, I just got better.
Gotcha. Did you have a real job at the time, or was
No,
performing?
I did odd jobs, you know, but that was way after the Platters. After the Metrotones, and
Right.
we had been working at some of the bistros and some of the clubs around, and they allowed me to come back and work and do shows, little sets, and that's how I made money, because I was recognized as a potentially good performer in those days, and I got a lot of work like that. Yeah, that's when my work job started. That's how I was with Red Fox when Harry Sebo found me. Yeah.
Right.
So that helped, you know.
Right. So now from 1950. Now, why did Tony leave the Platters? Let's set this record straight.
I don't know the intricate details, but it was a disagreement to the point where he felt that he was ready to go solo.
He was ready to go solo.
The records were back then, and so the records didn't want me. But our talent, who was with Mercury, and one of the execs opened up Music Core, and he said, "We'll put Sonny on with Music Core." And he says Sonny could do, and they were quite proud of me, because I did some really good stuff with the Platters when I was with them as Tony was leaving at the recording stage of the group, and I recorded a couple of really good albums with them, and they were really high on me. You know, I mean, they really liked me, and I really was still dreaming. I was still a dream come true. Here's a guy, you know, you could pinch me, I wouldn't believe, but it was real. And so, yeah.
So, you know, there was a movie made a few years ago called Almost Famous, and it was about a singer in a tribute band who got to sing with the real band. So you could say that movie was kind of like your story. The Metrotones were a Platterist type group, and next thing you know, you're singing lead for one of the top groups in the world.
That's right. There was a movie made like that?
Yeah, well, it was about a rock band from the 80s. And there was a guy who sang in a tribute band, and the lead singer got sick, and they brought this other guy in, and he was fronting the real band. So that's the Sonny Turner story.
Wow. Well, God, I wish I had known the producers or directors or whoever. They could put my name on that.
You're right. They should have.
Holy mackerel.
Now, I got to tell you, Sonny.
You know what? That's the way God works. He gives you stuff that you need, not what you want. This is what you need.
Absolutely.
And, it was just a blessing to me. That's the way I look at it. It was a blessing all the way around.
Right. Now, there's been many groups, Sonny, where the lead singer left and he was replaced. But you have the distinction, and I did my homework, of being the only lead singer to step into the shoes and have charted hits. And one of your hits was When I Was First Born in 1966. You reached the top 5 with the first song you charted. Anthony, let's play video 3 for all listeners and viewers. I Love You 1,000 Times, probably one of the greatest love songs. Unbelievable. You went to the charts with that. How did that feel, going to the charts, fronting a group that you didn't even find?
Oh, man. You know, here it is. You know, when you hear the words, the dream come true, that's exactly what it was. people say it, you hear those words all the time. People say, well, it was a dream come down. I was dreaming, a dream came true. And I just that's all the way it was. Couldn't hardly believe it. I mean, it was just one joyous year after year. That time, and when that came out, it was Luther Dixon gave me that song, and he brought it to the Platters, and I think they wanted Robbie to sing it or something else, and he said, no, this song is for Sonny. This is that new guy, that new singer. This is his voice. This is his type of stuff, and he could sing this. And they voted, and they said, well, Luther he won't give us the song unless Sonny sings it. And I sang it. And he knew it was going to be a hit. He knew it. He just felt it. And, you can feel something and it materializes. It's just unbelievable.
And
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And sing it you did. You brought
the song, also, I thought it was really cool song when the feel of it was good.
Right.
And, that's why I say it like that. He said, Buck Graham was trying to give me some pointers, and when we were rehearsing it, and Luther Dixon told us, no, Doc. He said, Buck, stay out of this. He said, let him feel it. He's feeling it right. Because when I got to the piano, girl, I love you 1,000 times. He said, that's it. When Buck Graham was trying to tell me something, he said, Buck, let him sing. Let him sing.
We're very glad you did.
Determined to keep Buck Graham from putting his 2 cents in on that song. That's what I'm saying, I guess.
Right. We're very glad you sang it. And I got to tell you, my mother.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, my mother's favorite group was the Platters, Sonny. And I must tell you that at a young age, when I heard that song, I might have heard it when I was 4 or 5 years old in 1970. I knew it wasn't the same lead singer as The Great Pretender.
Right.
So
It was a different era too. It was a different era coming in, and that's why Luther was sure that I would fit it because of my style. And I don't think that Tony had the flexibility for that type of feel. You know what I mean? What I was singing, Luther said that's the way he wanted to go, just the way I felt it, the words, And he said that it fit that time. It was at the right spot.
It absolutely did. As with this next song that you did only a year later, and once again hit the top 5 with my favorite, Sonny Turner and the Platters song. Anthony, give us video 4. Unbelievable.
Yeah, they start picking songs that I could sing because of, like I said, once again, it was the era that, it was changing. The era was changing, and we fell right into it because if you could shag to it, that's what they love down south. It's a good shag song, and with this ring, yeah. My boy, what's his name? They wrote it. Yeah, you got the title on there for the writer?
Of With This Ring?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see if we can find this for you very quickly. Was that Jane Kurtz? No. Nah, I can't find it. Too much.
The young man that wrote it was at that time he was right seasoned for that era.
Right. So now you got.
I don't know. I think
right.
I'll think of his name in a minute. But
anyway,
so
now, Sonny, now you solidified yourself as a lead vocalist,
right,
of the group, and right after that, after I Love You 1,000 Times, after With This Ring in '68, you bang out another top 5 with Wash the Shore. And here we go, Wash the Shore.
Yeah.
Here Wow.
That was such a Motown. The Motown arrangers did that one for us. And I think they were Popcorn Wiley. That's who it was. Popcorn Wiley was his name, man. They wrote those two songs. And it was just, the time has, when your time comes, it comes. You can't change it.
Right.
And it was wonderful. I was so rewarded right to the moment as I speak to you. I feel that reward that I was given, that it was a gift, and it was rewarded handsomely beyond my expectations, and I still feel that way. As we speak, it's just great, man. I got by myself, there's a smile on my face right now. To have you recognize that, and people like yourselves don't let it die. You don't let it fade away. You just pump it up.
Well, Sonny, I appreciate your words. I appreciate your words, but this music will live on long after we are all gone.
Like you, that helps it live on. Those things you got to have people like with your mentality and your love of music. To keep jamming it, because young people come to me today. I mean, young people, family friends of kids and family friends, and whatever. Man, I like that song, Thousand Ways. What is it? That's 1,000 times. Yeah, and we can dance to all three of your songs. They just, So I just want to give you some thanks for that, though, buddy. And the people, just. Supported it all the way. They still support it. See? And guys,
absolutely,
like
absolutely, without a doubt. And we thank you for all the talent. Now you were still with the Platters in 1970.
Yeah.
And that's when we got to get to this, Sonny. I got to bring it up. That's when you became good friends with Elvis Presley.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Can you now? I know the story about the belt. Can you please tell the story to our viewers and listeners about how you got one of Elvis Presley's belts?
Well, not only that. What happened was Elvis. I didn't know he liked the Platters. Matter of fact, there was some work. There was some work at some negotiations at work to do a song with the Platters, with Elvis.
Wait a minute.
Negotiations going on behind. We didn't know about it until we found out. Until I found later. But what happened was I was appearing at the Sahara, and he was at the over here at the not the MGM, but
International.
When he made that big deal at the Hilton,
yeah,
he became the headliner there, and he would go out. Sometimes he and his management, and they came over to the Sahara, and I was in the lounge at the Sahara with my show, and he walked over to it. They said the maitre d' came over waving at me from Sonny, and he's pointing, and there was Elvis standing there on the side, looking in, and he was pointing. He didn't want to come in because he caused a disturbance. People go, shit, that's Elvis Presley. And I was looking at him, and he was pointing at me like, yeah, yeah, like that. And he says, and he told his road manager, he said, and he gave me the big AOK sign, with your fingers the way you do the AOK.
Right.
And he says, and he give me a thumbs up like that. And he left, and Joe, his road manager, came back after my last set. And he says, Elvis wants you to come over. He says that because they had the whole top floor over at the Hilton there, and he's giving a party. He said, love to have you come over. Bring your group. Say, bring the guys if they want to come. Anybody you think want to come. And that's when I went over with the group and members of the band, and they had the elevator stop at the security at the front of the elevator door there, and they said, and my name was on the list, and he put down Sonny Turner. and whoever. Anyway, that was funny. He was quite a comedian too. Anyway, so we went down that long hallway down to the big suite. They had the whole the back of the corridor there. There was a suite connected to 5 rooms. Man, I mean, it was. And there we heard the music going and all that stuff. And I walk in with the group, and Joe met me at the door. Just come on in, man. Said, and Mark was here. She wants to say hello, and she was there. And that he was going with this girl, Linda. What's her name?
Linda Thompson.
Huh?
Linda Thompson.
Yeah, she was there, Linda, and then Sonny and his brother, the bodyguards, Ed Parker, and 2 other, and the backup singers, the girl singers.
The Sweet Inspirations.
And,
The Sweet Inspirations.
Sweet Inspirations, that's right. And they were there. And it was a nice, having a little party, like entertainers do, for band members and whatever. And he said, come on in. Said, hey, man. He started talking to me, and we were talking about the music and the songs that he liked that the Platters recorded, that I sang. And that Tony Williams he thought was wonderful, and we were just talking shop and having some laughs and everything. And he said, well, he said, wait a minute, I got something for you. He said, I said, well, give me that. Because I talked to him about, give me that shirt, give me that jacket, give me something. He said, I got something for you. And he told me, he said, stand up. And I stood up, and Lois, the lady I was married to at the time, he said, hold his hands out. Put your arms out. Put my arms out. I said, man, they're going to smack me with a pie or something. And I felt it. He put his arm up, felt. I said, what's he putting on? And I looked at it. It was that belt with the Eagles and Thunderbirds on it. Red, white, and blue.
Wow.
That's how you got to me. I said, I got something for you. I figured it's going to be, give Slim one of them slapstick things, But he put that belt on me. I said, what? I said, man. I said, oh. He started laughing. He said, you changed over. I said, he said, but you're too short.
Oh, my God.
Oh, gosh. We had a good time, man. He was really nice. We sat out on the floor and we're talking and carrying on, chicken wings and stuff like that,
That's incredible. That must have been some memory for you.
Oh, it just got on the level of the level of friendship. Good buddies of friendship. One, he had an admiration for the Platters' music, and also we loved him. And
right.
It was a nice exchange of stories. And we all went through almost the same kind of craziness.
Right. Sonny,
Bobby Wilson.
Bobby Wilson, great guy.
Another line.
Great guy, Bobby Wilson.
Jackie Wilson's son.
Yeah.
Every time he sends me this, calls me, he's got this picture with his face on it, and I'd be damned if I didn't think I'm looking at Jackie Wilson. Scary. It's scary.
Well, doesn't he know you're doing an interview right now?
No, I told him he didn't know what time it was going to be. I told him.
Oh my God!
That's all right. It's okay. I'll call him back later.
Yeah. So
we'll hook up and have dinner tonight, I think.
Oh, good. We'll send them all a regard.
But anyway, the Elvis thing. That's how I got that belt from him.
I love it.
Yeah,
and
man.
we saw that belt, right? And you gave that belt to Jimmy Velvet for his museum.
Yeah,
and,
for his museum. Yeah. Jimmy had to fix it because I kept it for so long and had certain parts of it was the Thunderbirds were coming kind of loose. He said, I can get that fixed for you and everything. So they said, put it in use. I said, it'll be there. So that's what I felt about it because, Jimmy keeps that museum going strong.
Right. God bless him. So your voice, not only on record, but your voice is heard in the movie called The Nutty Professor 2 with Eddie Murphy. Yeah. You're in Hearts in Atlantis with Anthony Hopkins. And one of my favorite movies, Prince of the City, with Robert De Niro.
Yeah, yes. You sure did do your homework. You got a lot of info there, brother.
Absolutely. So how does it feel when you're watching TV And, you know, to be a recording artist, to be heard on the radio was one thing. But here you are, you're sitting in your home watching TV, and the Nutty Professor comes on, and then you hear your voice. How does that make you feel?
Well, it at the same time, it's kind of magical. The first you hear it, you go, that sounds like me. Hell, wait a minute, that's me. You know, wait a minute, you know, because you like the movie and the actors, you know, Eddie Murphy, you know, one of my favorite guys, and the movie that he was in, and Robert De Niro and his movie, and the scenes and what have you. Then, you know, Hearts in Atlantis, man, that was wow, you know. So yeah.
Great stuff.
Quite a thrill.
Yeah. So you've not only been inducted in the Doo-Wop Hall of Fame, you got the Lifetime Excellence Award in Entertainment. In Wildwood, New Jersey, they inducted you into the Pacific Avenue. In 2008, you were given the Gateway Classic Lifetime Achievement Award. You were given the African American Award in 2007. You're in the Beach Music Hall of Fame, the Vocal Group Hall of Fame. You're nationally recognized by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And you were also very instrumental in an organization called Truth in Music.
Yes.
Which says that every group performing should have at least one original member.
Yeah.
Now, with time going on, with time passing, and all your peers going on to a bigger place, you don't have any problem with people continuing the music as long as it's done with respect. Am I correct?
Yeah, quality. Yeah, done with
quality,
with dignity and some respect and quality. You know, you got to do quality for people because the public, you know, the people are crazy. They like quality.
Yeah,
they like quality, and they love it. You know, and the people's been extremely forgiving about a lot of stuff. But you know, here's a record playing while I'm talking to you. It's on my jukebox. If I had a I tell you, but like I said, once again, you know, the people like yourselves, and the way you guys have the ability to continue to keep the music strong and keep it solid gold, you know, because people request they want to know what happened such and such time. You say, well, it's right here, I got it, you know. And for us, when people pass on, you know, I mean, Luther Vandross, Whitney Houston, and all these great, Aretha Franklin, all these great stars, man, Sinatra, Dean Martin, you know, and all these people. And I don't think they're going anywhere. I think they just left the presence of the planet, and you can feel their spirit all over the place.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Matter of fact, I agree with you 1,000 times.
Yeah, all right.
Now you're doing a show in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
I hope they're holding it right now. I hope they get a chance to do it because they got it set up.
Right. Now you're going to be doing the show. Yourself will be doing the Platter songs. Another legend in music, Charlie Thomas, is going to be on the show with you. Charlie Thomas.
My brother Charlie, we go way back, you know.
Yes, your brother. And also Carl Gardner's Coasters. Am I correct?
Yes.
Now Carl Gardner, of course, one of the original lead singers of the Coasters. His son took over the group. And there we have
dear brother.
Right. There we have some groups that don't have an original, but they're continuing the legacy with class and dignity.
Yes. That's what our audience. That's what the people out there that love about, and they got memories, you know, that touch them when they hear you singing their favorite songs. You know, their memories involved.
Right, and that's at the American Music Theater in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Which
Yeah.
we will promote as well on our site in July.
Yes.
Let me ask you this, Sonny. After you left the Platters, you
Yeah.
had you had your own solo career.
Yes.
How did you always uh, include Platter songs in your Sonny Turner show after the Platters?
Oh yes, of course, because that was a giant leap forward in my career as a singer, as a performer, to be, and especially to be the lead singer of the world famous Platters. Come on, you know, that remains a high point and a compliment in my life.
Right.
In the music industry and as a singer, performer. I mean, you know, like my mother would be smiling every time she see me, or every time I was on the stage, I could see that spirit. You know, she's smiling big time. Look at my boy go, you know.
Right. Let me ask you this. After you
glorious.
Right. After you took over the lead vocals, did you ever run into Tony after the Platters had two more hits in 66 and 60? Did you run into Tony?
I did a couple of times, yeah. I did a couple of times. In fact, I went up to the Apollo Theater one time, and there's a restaurant behind the Apollo Theater that a lot of the performers go to for quick sandwiches and stuff like that. And they take the dressing room back at the Apollo Theater. And I went up there, and I think it was Stevie. I went to see Stevie Wonder. And I looked at that big window, window of the restaurant. There was Tony Williams at the counter, having a bite of something. And I said, "Oh shoot, there's Tony." And I went over. He said, "Oh no, no, not again, not you." He said, "What do I have to do to get away from you?"
Oh my God! Did
he said, "Oh no, not you." Yeah, it was funny. We had talking. We had a long time. I never did go see Stevie that night. I just talking to Tony Williams.
Did Tony ever reunite with the Platters for any special shows after he left?
No. No. But we did appear in Japan at the same time.
You did.
He was at. We did a concert at Kosabiki Hall in Tokyo. And he was at the, what's the name of that place? It was a nightclub, a supper club. He was playing Tony Williams, the lead singer of the Platters. He was doing his show. And we went and saw him. We went in support of him.
Wow.
There.
That's cool. Now,
a few times after that.
Right. Now, there's an album.
I went to the circus, too. That was very sad to say.
Right. There's an album called Sonny Sings the Platters live in Japan. Did you go back there solo after that?
Did I do? You know, I had my solo show, and I did that was a tribute album concert, because I had played Japan with the Platters on 5 occasions, and I was successful, and they accepted me. You know, as a replacement, the people did. Right. And I acquired my own following, you know, with the Platters in Japan, in Tokyo, and the different places in Europe. So that is another big compliment to me for the Platters fans, not to disregard Tony, but to say, okay, kid, these are all right. It's okay. We'll say, okay. All right. He's not Tony Williams, but we like him. Okay. You know, like that, you know, that kind of thing.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Well, that was a huge compliment.
Oh, I'm sure. So Sonny, we went from before the Platters with the Metro Tones through the Platters, and now we're going to play a song that you did solo. So I think this comes full circle. And after we come back, we're going to get your final thoughts. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, solo project by Sonny Turner with a song called Now That You're Gone.
now that you're gone. Gonna hold my head up in the air. Gonna put on an act like I don't care. Gonna hold my head up high just as soon as my tears dry.
Wow. Wow.
Girl, let you go. Oh, man, wow. I got to come to your house. You got all the stuff.
Well, that's a compliment, Sonny.
Super.
That's a compliment. Thank you.
Video. We got to do video, man. We got to straighten this out. We got to.
Yeah, we're going to do it again.
I'm gonna get my conductor over there, Steve, or somebody to help me set it up. So, because when you throw that line to me, I couldn't get it through, and I couldn't pick it up on my iPad. But I got to talk with you, man. I got to, give you a video. I got to straighten this out for you.
Absolutely, we would love to have you back on again. Absolutely, it'd be my honor and my pleasure to do Sonny Turner Part 2.
We got to do it. We got to do it, brother, because I owe you now, because you stretched out. You did a lifetime's view, letting people that don't know me, and wow.
Well, you know what, Sonny? There's many podcasts out there that have 2 and 3 and 4 guests for an hour.
Yeah.
I believe that the people I bring on my show deserve the hour so that people can get to know them a little better.
You know that, yeah, and the person, the actual person, and you give them a minute to really hear from their artist, their favorite artist, as a fan. They're listening. That is wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I got memorabilia stacked up in this house that I would love to be able to turn the camera around and let you see the pictures on my wall. I got Jackie Wilson at Evergreen Ballroom with a big October 13th, 1963. I got a picture of myself and the great President Obama, James Brown, Lou Rawls, the Temptations, Lionel Richie. I got, the Temptations. I mean, just so many artists that you've known over the years and probably promoted. And I got Tom Jones here, and I got my girlfriend, who I'm still heartbroken over that we lost, Mary Wilson, right? Yeah. And stuff that you should see for your program,
Well, if
live jukebox.
Sure. If you are willing, Sonny, then we are going to put it together.
We can let's put it together, and please call me and let me know how. I got this phone number here, and I want to be able to 516 to be able to get in touch with you, so that you can put a date together. I want to get Steve, somebody who's tech savvy, and put this and get this video for you.
Yes, I think all our listeners and our viewers, would you love to have part 2 of the Sonny Turner story? Let us know your comments. Sonny, you're probably what we would call the last of the Mohicans. You come from an era where most of our singers are no longer with us. The early 60s. We had Jimmy Merchant a few weeks ago, another legend in the music business.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you remember? Great guy.
Yes.
I'm going to save a lot of questions for next time, but where could people find out more about you and maybe order your CDs? Do you have a website, or do you have a Facebook and all that stuff? How do we get in touch with Sonny Turner?
I have my daughter who's tech savvy, and I got 3 lovely daughters, but I got 2 in LA, Los Angeles, that are very tech savvy, can help with that and put it out there on my Facebook, so that we can get that going again, because it lapsed, because when the virus hit, everything fell apart and stopped,
Of course.
So to re-energize and restart that, because it's a new beginning, and I think that we'll get back to work, and we're looking forward to getting back out there in June, July, back in the summertime. And I want to get that fixed up so that people can make contact with me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we're going to be here to promote you, Sonny, and the shows that you're a part of. We're going to be in your corner to keep the great music alive and the great Sonny Turner in everybody's eyesight.
Oh man, that's just wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. I give great thankfulness to you and to people like yourselves, but you guys like you who give us guys who are still hanging around. We haven't left the stage, as they call it. When we say a lot of our buddies who passed on, they left the stage. Right. And so I still got a few more shows to do. And the way that you're stimulating the goals, the memories, and all that, man, I'm telling you, there are no words except for high complimentary words that give performers like myself.
Well, they're deservedly so, and we are honored that you did this, and we're honored that you'll do it again. And we want to wish you a wonderful dinner tonight with Bobby Wilson. And Sonny, it's been a pleasure and an honor. And ladies and gentlemen, as an entertainer, let's give Mr. Sonny Turner a big round of applause as we thank him. Thank you so much, Sonny.
All right.
Have a great night, Sonny.
You made my year, my brother. You made my year.
You made my life. Thank you so much. We'll see you again. God bless you.
Part two coming
Part
up.
2. You got it. I love it. Part 2. Thanks, Sonny. Sonny Turner, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my God. You know what? Even with all the technical difficulties and the weirdness of the phone, we still pulled it off. Anthony, let's hit our sponsors once again.
Hi, my name is Howard, and along with my partner Karen, we are Cruise Planners Dream Destinations Travel. Contrary to the name, we are a full-service travel agency specializing in individual, multi-generational, and group vacations. Certified with all major cruise lines, we are also represent all resorts and all-inclusives throughout the beautiful Caribbean and Mexico. Let us build your dream vacation. Please call us at 347-398-8653 for a free, no-obligation quote.
Hi, this is Francisco. Many people call me the creative CPA. If you need help with your taxes or financial matters, please email me your cell number and the best time and day to call you. You can email me at franciscisco@aol.com, and Cisco is spelled SISCO, the creative CPA. It's that simple, that easy. Thank you.
Little Italy Auto Repair at 628 Crescent Avenue in the true Little Italy of the Bronx. Over 50 years of automotive service excellence, ASC and state certified, offering all types of services to all types of cars. Discounts to first responders, military, Fordham University students and faculty. All work is done by Victorio with the highest level of quality possible. Telephone number is 718-933-2365 or visit his website at www.littleitalyAutoBronx.webs.com. That's Little Italy Auto Repair. Oh, sorry, everybody. Thanks to our sponsors once again. And thanks to Paul Arante, my friend, fellow promoter and producer, for helping us put this together tonight, along with next week's show. Don't forget the Gene DiNapoli, the Reminiscing with Gene DiNapoli t-shirts are in. They are in the first 15 episode, available in black and white. Send me a message on genedinapoli.com, what size, and we'll give you ordering information. Once again, Thanks to Kelly Clarkson for picking me to be on the show. Love Disney World with my nieces and my wife. Thank you to Kenneth and Christina for letting me do your wedding. And once again, Semper Fi to my nephew Nicholas, now a United States Marine. Next week, Leon Hughes from the Coasters, 7 o'clock. Be there. Be square. God bless you, everybody. Peace out.